In this video we are going to talk about this indicator here. It is the average directional movement index, and basically it's a trend confirmation oscillator. Whenever the line here is rising, that's a trend confirmation, in our case for a short trend that is developing on the chart here. And as soon as the IADX indicator is falling, you see the trend is interrupted here. Now it's rising again and we see an uptrend. And when the IADX indicator starts to decline, like in this case, the uptrend is interrupted. Now, how can we create an expert advisor that is able to calculate the average directional index in MQL4? To do that, please click on the little button here or press F4 on your keyboard. Now you should see the MetaEditor window, and here you want to click on File, New, Expert Advisor from Template, Continue. I will call this one Simple IADX. Click on Continue, Continue and Finish. And now you can delete everything above the onTick function and the two command lines here. In the first step we want to create a signal, especially a string variable for the signal that will also be called signal. And we don't assign any value because we are going to calculate that later. Let's calculate the IADX value by using the function IADX that comes with MetaTrader 4. If you mark it and press F1, the reference will tell you that it needs some parameters. The first one is for the symbol on the chart. The second one for the time frame you use on that chart. The third one is for the period for the calculation. If you right-click on the indicator and select ADX properties, you will see that the period is 14 and we calculate the values based on the close price. So that's what we use here, 14 and price underscore close for the close price. This parameter is for the buffer. So what is a buffer? You see the indicator produces 3 lines here. Let's hit the pause button. And the value for the blue line is 29.93555. That's exactly what you see here. The two dotted lines have a different value. And you could calculate the two other values if you exchange buffer 0 with buffer 1 or buffer 2. And the last parameter here is the shift value. That's also 0. We want to calculate the current IADX indicator for the current value here. And to get the last IADX value, we use exactly the same parameters, except we use a 1 to get the last value. If we would use a 10 instead, we would get the value for 10 candles before. And if the IADX value is higher now, so if IADX value is greater than last IADX value, we want to output IADX is rising, so that's what we assign to our signal variable. In the other case, if the IADX value is lower now, so if the current IADX value is below the last IADX value, we assign the text IADX is falling to our signal. Let's create a screen output by using the command function. It will output the text IADX value, the calculated value, and in a new line the text signal and the calculated signal we have created here or here. So that's basically it. Let's click on compile or press F7 on your keyboard. And that worked without any errors, so now we can click here or press F4 to go back to MetaTrader. And in MetaTrader we are going to use a little trick. Please click on Insert, Indicators, Trend, Average Directional Movement Index. Click on OK. Leave the parameters as they are. Click on OK. And now you should see the average directional movement index in a separate window below the candles. And because Wikipedia says that the ADX does not indicate a trend direction or momentum and is only used to calculate the trend strength, I will insert another indicator for a trend. Let's use a moving average. for 14 candles, because the ADX indicator here is also calculated based on 14 candles. Let's choose a SMA, simple moving average. This is applied to the close price. I use red and click on OK. And now we use a little trick. Right-click the chart, select template, save template, and save it as tester TPL, because that's the name that MetaTrader 4 is going to use for the backtest. Click on Save, Override. Now please click on View, Strategy Tester, or press Ctrl and R. This should bring up the Strategy Tester panel here. And here you want to select the simple iadx.ex4 file from our little expert advisor we just have created. Let's click on Start, and whenever you see a trend change here, the trend confirmation signal is changing, like here. And now you know how to create an expert advisor to calculate the iADX value, and you can use it in your own automated system to confirm and validate any trend. And you have coded it yourself with a few lines of MQL4 code.